Alright guys, so inside the add post page we're going to be building some forms, and so we're going to be using Formic to do that. We're also going to be using Material UI form control components, and we are going to be using paper. So let's import paper from Material UI / core / paper, and let's import form control from Material UI / core / form control. Let's import input from Material UI / core / input. Input label to actually label the fields from Material UI / core / input label. And then form helper text. And this is going to be for error messages. Form helper text. And I think that's it for this stuff. But we're also going to be using Formic, and I believe we've used that on the contact page. So a lot of this stuff is not new to you guys, which is great. I'm going to copy the imports with Formic and Yup, and I'm going to add them here. We're also going to import with styles from Material UI / core / styles. And what we're going to do, so first let's create styles. It's going to be equal to theme arrow function JSON object. And then we'll leave this for after because we're going to add some padding around the main area. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and div class name is going to be classes.container, and we'll add padding around that at some point. And so I'm also going to get classes from, or rather equals this dot props. It feels kind of like an import, so sometimes you just want to write from after what you're importing, but it's just a variable declaration. So there we go. All right. And then what we need to do is wrap this in both with Formic and with styles. So in this one we just wrapped it in with Formic. So we defined map props to values, validation schema, and handle submit. We will do roughly the same thing right here. We're exporting it. Okay, so we're going to export default with Formic and then all of this junk, and then we're going to wrap it in with styles. So with Formic, let's open that, and then map props to values is going to be, I think we get the initial values there. Oh no, okay, so it's just returning with no props. So we'll say title is null, slug is null, created at is going to be for now null. We're going to get some initial props, and how we're going to do this is we are going to when we edit something, we're going to use the same component, but I'm going to show you guys how you can pass those props into this map props to values. So this status is going to be false. And so status is just going to be whether it's published or not. We can set it to true or false. Let's also add in, we had category, but it's a different collection. So for right now, we're going to leave that out. I think that's good for now. Validation schema is equal to yup.object.shape. And then we'll specify some validation rules. And then on submit, or rather it's called handle submit, we're going to get values and set submitting. And it's going to be a function. All right. Now we're going to wrap add post with styles. And I probably shouldn't do it this way. As you add and add and add, this will get confusing if it's all done in line. So we should modify the add post sequentially, but we're not doing that. Because we also have connect up there that we need to connect with all this. So let's go ahead and define const map state to props. I think it's the state. And I believe it was just auth and admin. That has auth. So let's do state auth and state admin. There we go. That looks fine. And then const map dispatch to props. And it's going to get dispatch. And it's going to return an object. For right now, we don't actually have any actions that we want to do. We're going to need a save action and a get from the server. So if you're editing a post, it will be able to see that, oh, this URL has an ID, so we should grab that. And then we need to connect this. So I'm going to write connect and then open up another bracket. And as you can see, this is getting more and more confusing. Map state to props and map dispatch to props. And I think this needs to go inside of an object. No, it's not an object. It's just a two parameters. So all right, save this, and this beast of a page should reload once it's done compiling. Our yup there is incorrect. Yup is a function. Or rather, no, yup. Which one's a function? Yup or object? Object is a function, not yup. So yup, object is function, shape. There we go. We've got our page back. If we right click and go to React, here we go, Formic, and we've got all of our props right here. We've got initial values, handle submit, enable reinitialization, and our add post. We've got all of these, as well as we should have auth and admin. Now we've got token. Okay, so when I did this here, it's adding the value of state.auth. So I want to actually have it stored as this.props.auth. And I want this stored as this.props.admin. So I think we're good to go now. Except what I do need to do is wrap the with formic in connect in order for us to call the dispatched props inside of the handle submit. Sounds a little confusing. It's really not. What I'm going to do is copy this, which is the connect, and I'm going to up here, I'm going to do this, and then we need one more. Yes, save. I can remove actually 2 of these. Okay. Okay, we are good to go, I think. So what we should have is connect with formic. So now formic should have this dot props, and it does. Okay. That was a lot of setup. So what we'll do is let's actually leave this set up like this, and let's come back in the next video and actually add the material components for the form itself and get it all connected on the back end.